Hey folks, this is Nandu here. In today's session, I'm going to talk about how digital service model will impact enterprises. Before we head into today's session, I just want to do a quick recap. So in the last video log, we saw that digital service model is a new delivery model that enables consumer grade experience within an enterprise, very similar to what you see with your consumer side apps. We looked at the 7 key attributes of a digital service model, and we also saw that your digital service model is a maturity leap and it needs a completely different approach, a productized approach into the way services are being delivered. So if you haven't looked at that video log, please do take some time to go look at it. It'll be more contextual for you as you head into today's session. So in today's session, I'm going to talk about what this delivery shift means to an enterprise and how does it impact them. So I've picked 6 dimensions in which we will analyze this impact: your people, process, technology, user experience, governance, and financial. So I'm splitting this into 2 sessions. In today's session, I'm going to talk about people, process, and technology, and the rest I will cover in the next week. So moving to people, today a lot of the effort in an enterprise is spent on delivering services, basically servicing the various tickets that people get. And in most cases, it's north of 80% effort is spent on delivering services. As you move into a digital services world and your services are getting automated and you are in the zero touch world, majority of that effort will be eliminated. So your people will need to start moving upstream into service design, service engineering, into defining technology standards and creating reference architectures and so on. Consequently, right, the team mix that you have today, which is heavily weighted towards your L1 and L2s, needs to shift into L3 and L4s. You will need guys who are experts in the respective area to be able to go create your standards and reference architectures and so on. And today's delivery is also very siloed, where you have it's broken by towers, and you have tower or technology specific SMEs. In a digital service model, when you're creating business services and your outcome focused services, you will need cross functional SMEs. You will need experts at the intersection of domain and technology, like a banking technology expert, a retail technology expert, and so on. Similarly, there are also a lot of other new skills that might be required, like a site reliability engineers whose job is to eliminate the need for support, customer experience specialists, your solution designers and developers, product managers, and so on. Next, let's look at process. The delivery today is currently very process centric and it follows an ITIL rhythm. In a digital service model, your delivery follows a product rhythm. You will need to follow a product engineering process. You will use a design thinking to collaborate with your users to to identify what services needs to be developed and create a service roadmap. You will use a lean approach to develop the services very efficiently, and you will use an agile methodology to do an iterative development jointly with your stakeholders. From a metrics perspective, a lot of your metrics today are ITIL aligned, like your mean time to resolve, mean time to response, your service availability, and so on. So that will move into your service analytics, where you take a 360-degree view of the various services, your service performance metrics, service usage and spend metrics, your customer experience metrics, your service availability metrics, and so on. And in a managed services model, your ticket is the core. So everything like your delivery process, your SLAs, your service improvements, etc., are structured around a ticket. That center of gravity will shift towards the catalog in the digital service model, where everything will start revolving around the catalog. So lastly, let's look at the technology. So as an enterprise, you're already headed into a software defined world. A lot of your underlying infrastructure, including your servers, storage, network, etc., are already moving into a software defined world. Your services will also move into a software defined world, where a service is a piece of code and it is exposed to users as a catalog. So a lot of these services today, right, are either very custom or they have partial standardization. If let's say 100 users order a service, there are different ways in which the services are getting delivered. When you move to a digital service model, the services are highly standardized and templatized. Every single time a service is ordered, it follows the exact same pattern and the delivery is very identical. So moving to automation, lot of your investments today are on discrete tools and solutions, and your automation is very siloed. Also, a lot of these automation tools have boundaries, and your ability to automate is limited to the boundaries of the tool. So, as you move into the digital services world and you start creating business services and outcome focused services, you need to have an integrated automation approach where a delivery of a single service can span multiple tools and platforms. You also move into the realm of platforms and digital ecosystems where each of the systems and tools and apps are able to seamlessly integrate and work with each other to deliver your business outcome. Lastly, a lot of the automation efforts are focused more on the back end towards the administrators and making their life easier and making your process simpler. So the automation efforts will shift towards the front end in the digital service model where you cut off the intermediary layers, and when a user orders, the service is automatically delivered. So these are some of the changes I see on the technology side. So with this, I will wrap up today's session. In the next session, I will talk about user experience, governance, and the financial side. Please do chime in with your views and inputs. I would love to hear from you on how you're approaching this shift in a delivery model from your enterprise. What are some of the challenges you're facing? And if you have any success stories, please do feel free to share with us. Thank you very much, and you have